LemonAid, freshly brought to you by BlessVision Foundation. This episode is sponsored by Rotary Club of Taipo. The views and opinions expressed in the following interview are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or position of BlessVision Foundation. Good evening, welcome to LemonAid tonight. Actually, tonight I want to do something special. I would like to introduce you our program producer, which is Zino Chan. The reason I want him to share because he has a very amazing story, which is he's supposed to work in New Zealand as an architect, have a good income paid job, live a stable life, relaxing life. But for some reason, he has to move back to Hong Kong. Like 7 years ago. And then, he started from zero without any families, members along with him and no income, okay, not low income, but no income and no rooms to stay. Okay, Zino, can you tell us, what do you feel 7 years ago when you came here without anything?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for sharing.
It's been a privilege to, work together on LemonAid.
Yes.
How do I feel?
Yes, it's a complicated question, right? How do you feel when you 7 years ago came here with stuff from zero, without everything? Suppose you got high, good income job at...
I was younger.
Okay.
So it wasn't as scary, and I was full of...
energy
and
passion.
And everything. Thinking back...
Yeah.
Pretty amazed at how I dealt with it because I literally had a few $100s in the bank.
Only a few $100 in Hong Kong dollars or US dollars?
In Hong Kong dollars.
Hong Kong dollars.
I had a friend who would take me in for a few months. Mm-hmm. I had 2 suitcases, a few bags, and then I left New Zealand, where I grew up for 20-something years. And then I just bought a ticket here.
One-way ticket.
I forgot if it was one way.
Okay.
But I just came here and so I've been away from Hong Kong for many years, for as long as I could remember. And we never really visited Hong Kong long enough for me to know what was happening. So every time we came back, we only came every 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And then I would spend about 1 month with my grandma, people like that. And then I would be back, for another 5 years. Mm-hmm. So I was completely oblivious to what Hong Kong was, to how the people were, to how the city worked, to how basically everything I didn't know.
Out of the box, right?
Just completely new for me. Mm-hmm. And my family didn't come with me. And you can imagine being so far, spending so long in another country and being away from my extended family for so long that my extended family really were more strangers to me than the friends that I knew. So the only help that I could find was through friends. And actually right now I'm still not that close with my extended family. It's very difficult when 20 years you have no
idea of this place,
connection with anyone or anything. All I knew was through drama on TV.
So firstly, when you came to Hong Kong, can I say that you were experiencing a lot of challenges, like the finance?
Oh, many challenges.
What kind of finance and the culture?
Financial.
No income, right? Yeah.
And then culture was one huge thing. I'm still trying to get used to. Even transportation. Hong Kong is a very small city. But to get to one place to another involves a lot of walking. And because when I grew up in New Zealand, the only way to get around was car.
Yeah.
You have no good public transport. So everyone, no matter rich or poor, you drive. And so for me, I grew up driving from spot A to spot B and then come to Hong Kong. Spot A to spot B involves 30-minute walk and then 30-minute MTR, which is also walking. So it took me a while to get used to the transport. But financial, friends as well, because I was lucky to have some university friends who studied together, who came to Hong Kong before me, and they were able to offer a place for me to stay for a while, just so that I can, get on my feet. But living in someone's place is very difficult.
Not feeling very good, right?
Well, they were nice, but
I do think the ways that how you think about yourself, your future,
that
kind of things make you feel.
It's like the implications of, having no money, living in someone else's place.
Yeah.
In a way, being a second citizen or second-class person in that space was pretty difficult. I'm not saying my friends weren't good. They were good. But in my mind, that was what was happening. Like, I feel like I was a second-class person in the household because, it's not my place. I can't do whatever I want. And also thinking that, like, if I was still an architect or if I still worked in a full-time job, then this would all not be an issue. It's just so simple, When I see my friends come, they have a job, they do everything, and it's so easy. It's like they come in and then their life is easy, and they see Hong Kong as a metropolitan city where they've got a lot of money to spend and it's beautiful. They go out partying every night. But for me, it was more, I had to see the poor side of the city. I had to see the difficult side of the city. I had to live the difficult beginnings of someone coming to a new city, not in the privileged way, but in a underprivileged way. So that was difficult.
Yeah. How do you deal with this inner feeling? I mean, that kind of inner feeling, definitely not good because you feel like second class citizen in that place. Yeah. How do you feel and how you overcome this uncomfortable feeling?
Well, grit. Grit?
Yeah.
Like,
explain more about grit.
Grit is just putting your head down and doing it. Like, you can sit there and then you can sulk. You can sit there and you can feel like the world is against you. You can sit there and say, yeah, this is their fault. This is their fault. Like, this is all other people's issues. I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be, rich. I'm supposed to blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I was there and I was experiencing that. I thought either I could sulk, I could feel sorry for myself, or I could just bite my teeth and continue.
And keep on moving,
and just keep on moving, because that's all you can do, right? You can't, like, I don't want to sit there and feel sorry for myself. That's crazy. That's not me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the grit is the attitude.
The grit is the attitude. It's
mentality.
Like, the grit means pieces of sand on the floor.
Right.
It means you can scrub. It means it's hard and it hurts. But you bite your teeth and then you get through it. That's grit. And yeah, I think that was one of the main things that got me through.
What about if sometime, because human is so weak in every side, right? Emotionally, physically. Yeah. I believe there are sometimes you're really in a weak point. Weak point is not because of you. You're weak because every people's weak. I'm weak because when I'm feeling sad, I was what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so sad. How can you still keep on the attitude of grit when you are weak?
Well, friends, especially friends. For the first bit when I was here, a lot of friends didn't understand why I was in Hong Kong. It's like, why would an architect come here and have no income? They just didn't understand. But that was the situation. And a lot of people didn't understand what I was going through. But a lot of my friends were willing to listen. Even though they didn't understand and they couldn't give me advice, they were willing to listen and they were willing to just be there. And that was very, like, emotionally, that was important because I was pretty much alone because no family, no long-time friends. So there were 2-3 friends that I knew, and they were the people who kind of got me through.
When in the lonely time, except the 2-3 friends really emotionally support you, how you deal with this loneliness? I mean, because I know you keep staying here because you see something that you want to achieve in Hong Kong because of some reason you have to stay here, and but no one will understand what is that. And it is hard for you to explain to other people, oh, I want to do this or do that, and you don't because I know you won't do it because nobody will understand you. And how do you face with this loneliness?
How do you face? Because I know you go through the exact same thing. How do you face?
Well, I'm the host, right?
But, well, I
will answer your question actually, but I want you to answer first.
Okay. It's like you doubt yourself a lot. You doubt why you are here. You doubt if this is where you should be. You doubt whether you could have a better life somewhere else. You doubt your future. I constantly doubt my future. And I constantly doubt my self-worth. Like that's always a doubt, because a lot of people, they judge success through monetary status. But for me, I try not to do that. And I have actually turned down a lot of monetary opportunities. And that in itself is kind of where I find my worth. As in, I know that I'm worth something, but it's not how the world sees it. And it's not how they tell me. And it's just how I know that is my worth. And well, I'm a Christian, so it's how I know that God shows me that I'm worthy. And that's kind of how I get through not being understood or How about you?
Oh, that's a good question. So let's have a rest right now. I'll come back and let you know. Well, the last part, Zino shared about how he deal with the lonely feeling when nobody understand him. And he did ask me how I deal with my loneliness. Actually, yes, sometimes when I insist want to do something, for example, LemonAid, this program, the way we want to do it because we really want to use stories to encouraging people and let the people know that there is hope. Whatever the circumstances, there is hope. But when you insist on doing something, I couldn't expect that anyone, they understand and they accept this vision. So I have to keep it. We have to keep it and walking this and never give up. The way that keep me insist on doing this is because I believe and I want to see how life being transformed and how the people, they do not have hope and they can find a hope. Even though up to present moment, I don't know how many people receive and listen to this program, including you who are listening, but I really want to let you know there are somebody, maybe from the people's eyes, we are stupid, okay, to do this program, but there's only one simple intention
in
is
my
that
eyes,
you're
stupid.
Okay, thank you. And then we really want to let you know that there are someone care about you and know that you are in a situation maybe not very good or very hard, but don't give up. And I want to let you know, and we want to let you know that there is hope, and insist to the end. And God loves you.
Always hope.
So this is the way that I face my loneliness. And I know when you insist to walk on something, sometimes it's explain to yourself is easy because we know what we are doing. How about the one you love, like your family members, your friends? Sometimes they don't understand, right? And
that's difficult.
When you have to explain to them what you are doing, and they don't understand, and what do you do? Again, me, right?
How did your family react to you?
Well, you see, I have to say really thanks to my families, but especially my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister and brother, and my husband. And when they seems like understand what I want to achieve and what I want to do, they seems to understand, but I believe some of them not understand. But
they'll still support you.
Yeah, they choose to support
they
me.
choose,
And I think here is I'm the lucky one of this.
Yeah, same.
How about you?
For my mom and my dad, my dad doesn't really know what I want to do. He doesn't understand, but my mom kind of understands. But of course, as parents, you worry for your child. You want them to have a easy life. You want them to be, but like you, I see things that I can do to help, not the world, but to help people that I can reach. And I want to do that, but that means that I have to give up a lot of what I'm used to and the comfort zone that my family has kind of carefully crafted. When I told them, I didn't tell them the full truth.
You're so honest. So, I'm listening to this program.
so it was easier for me to just come, because if I told them the full truth of what I wanted to do, they would stop me. My fiance, she's wonderful. She's very supportive. In everything that I do. Like, sometimes she doesn't understand, but that's okay. Like your family. Like, if you don't understand, then you can still be there.
Right.
You can still support. Because I don't understand what people are doing. Sometimes I don't understand what you are doing.
Me too. I don't understand what you're doing.
I try to support in what
too.
You want to do.
Right.
And I think that's very important in communities.
Yeah.
And to just walk together and just to be a support where you can. So back to your question, I forgot what it was.
Actually, I think you have answered how you explain to your family about what you're doing, I think you answered quite.
I didn't really.
Quite good answer actually. And yes, I agree with what Zino said. Is sometimes you don't understand what your family members doing, or even you don't understand what your friends doing, or the one you love, what he is doing, what she is doing, but I think do not need to
judge.
Yes, don't judge.
Judge them.
And sometimes not even need to fully understand.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's not the timing we have to understand. We're just sitting there or just be with him or her. And I think this is a presentation of love. And then they will feel it. And I know, Zino, when you work in Hong Kong for these 7 years, and there's also interesting things. It's always Zino's shared to me is about his workplace, many interesting topic, and
really?
I choose not to speak it right now because it's a public platform. But I know in a workplace you also face a lot of challenges, right? When you communicate with the people.
I'd say shock.
Okay, that's a shock.
I'd say shock.
Because Hong Kong people doing things in a fast pace, and then
Hong Kong people are very fast and
effective.
Effective isn't sometimes, but they do things in a very certain way that's like very Hong Kong. Hong
Kong style.
Like the way that people work.
Yeah.
Because when I was trained, we're procedures. We go through steps and pretty much you try and adhere to the steps so everyone knows what you're doing. But in Hong Kong, it's different. It's whatever the boss or however he works, and you follow and try to slip in. So it's kind of a mentality of culture. Like it's not that people are bad. It's just the mentality, the culture.
Yeah.
That's how they're used to working, and I'm not used to working that way.
How you overcome all this? How you overcome all this?
How I overcome that? I stopped working for people.
No, that's not a solution.
I stopped working for people.
That's not a solution.
That's a direct solution because then I don't need to deal with that. But for a lot of people, you have to deal with that, and I understand. But sometimes, like, even with now, when I work with people, they do have their ways of work, right? Even if I don't work for them. But I guess it's just trying to figure out where I stand in this Hong Kong culture, because it's not just the way people work. I mean, for me, I don't know Chinese New Year. Like, I don't even know what to say. So sometimes I hide back home during Chinese New Year, so I don't have to come out and go say all the
greet
stuff,
around. Yeah.
because I have a huge extended family, but that I have not much relationship with. So it's difficult when that is there, and then they expect you to come and then be like all the other people and say the right stuff and blah, blah, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do when you do that. I don't know what, because everyone knows on this day you do that, on that day, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to learn, but I'm by myself, right? I don't have my mom and dad. Everyone else is their families. So it's like a whole family going into another family, and then they do their stuff. But for me, it's like I go by myself.
Yeah, right.
To this family, to that family, to that family, to say things that I don't know how to say, that I don't know the meaning of.
Yeah.
So for me, that's culture difference. Like, I'm past the shock stage. Now I'm just cultural managing.
Okay. The managing stage now. Okay lah. Okay lah. So I think it's so good to have today's chat to every one of us. I think we experience kind of adjusting, adapting, and we have difficulties, we have challenges.
Yeah.
Well, come back to last part of the questions. I always ask my guests is how you overcome all these. What is your belief?
What is my belief? My belief is that I'm here for a purpose. Where I am because there's something that I can do there. Not something big, not to change the world, but just a place where I can stand. And it might not be easy, but there's always some place, some platform that is yours. No matter who you are, where you are. And for me, God was my platform. And that platform was what brought me to Hong Kong. Because there's things that I can do. I'm not saying that there's things that only I can do, but there's things that I think I can contribute and I can do. And that's why I'm here. And God is the constant that has been helping me to, continue to stay, or else I would have left. Like, circumstances change. Circumstances are circumstances. They're called circumstances because they're what
they would change.
They're what you experience at that moment.
Right.
But they change. Life changes. Circumstances change. So for me, I don't like to have my circumstance dictate my life. So I choose to stand on the platform that I can find in that circumstance. And that's what I think is important.
Yeah, you're right. Circumstances will change. But the one that when we unchained to stand there, the circumstances change for us, right? And we can move away all the obstacles. And we hope that you can also stand firm.
Yeah.
Whatever circumstances.
Yeah. Stand firm.
Stand firm. And this is why we are here and why you're listening our
to
voice.
LemonAid.
Yeah, to LemonAid. So, yeah, we hope you can stand firm in your You're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. Because life is in the taste. And the taste changes.
He really is the producer of the program.